My name is Paul Cuta. I'm an architect with Engberg Anderson. We're the architects for the new UW Hillel Barbara Hochberg Center. The purpose of UW Hillel is ultimately really to be that home away from home for the Jewish students on campus. There are over 5,000 students on the IBMadison campus, which is a very significant number, one of the largest in the country. But it's also to be that community center for the neighborhood. It's an outreach to the neighborhood, to the university community, and to the Madison community in a larger sense as well. I think some of the interesting challenges for this facility, first of all, was the urban site. It creates a lot of great opportunity, but it's a very tight, kind of zero lot line condition, and really trying to fit the 41,000 square feet of program onto a 14,000 square foot site clearly made the building a vertical building. And so how do you engage the building and the occupants that are coming kind of to be here and to be that community? How do you move them through the building and have kind of connectivity and still maintain that sense of community? And so there's some things where we have a kind of a fun monumental stair that really encourages people to move up through the building, in lounges that look back onto the street that are kind of resting spots. And there's even some things like a fitness center on the 4th floor that's really intended to get programming and get students to move up through the building. And as they move through the building, see other opportunity to get involved. They may be just coming to work out, but they might see a lecture or another friend hanging out and studying and pique their interest and get involved in something else that they might not otherwise be engaged in. And then at the opposite end, right down on the street, is the idea of a cafe. And that really kind of public space that can be that transitional space that's a cafe during the day, and at night there might be an open mic, and it's supposed to be a little bit funky and kind of cool in a place that the kids can hang out and want to be. But it also has a door directly off the street so that maybe people just feel comfortable coming in and out. And so it's that, from that most kind of direct interaction directly off the street to even trying to draw people up through the building, was really kind of a fun challenge to organize the building and try and get their program and still make people feel engaged and welcomed at the same time. The exterior of the building has some interesting features, really kind of 4 main materials and forms that really create the facility. And there's kind of the main box that's clad in a fiber cement panel, and that's really kind of the organization of the partie. And then kind of the collage along that is first of all pushed most forward up to the street is kind of the tower element that kind of recedes back and really creates that lantern, and it's really supposed to be quite literally that beacon on the street. Then at the other side is a very solid kind of permanent feature that's Jerusalem stone that has a lot of cultural significance. And then we kind of carve away a portal that really is that entry threshold and welcomes people in and gives a really highly tactile material as you walk into the facility. Really bridging those 2 elements is an Ipe box that we really see as kind of a window box, or it's kind of that stage set or scrim, and it's really supposed to be just kind of a big glass stage set where students can hang out, see and be seen. At night as people are walking by, it's as much about them seeing the activity in the building as people sitting in the lounges and in the spaces and seeing their friends and neighbors go by. Inside the building, I think there's some equally interesting materials and design kind of ideas that we pulled together. There's a cork floor that we're sitting on. We have recycled glass in wall panels in some interesting areas. Some of these things are done to highlight specific areas where there's hand wash stations in some of the dining areas. Playing with concrete and what are the different finishes, whether it's integral color concrete or if it's raw concrete, is it board formed? Is it stained, using it on the counters, taking some of the outside materials rather, and drawing them inside the building as kind of a memory or a marker, trying to play with that composition and really make the building feel like it's one whole building together, and not just one experience on the outside and then a totally different experience on the inside. Hopefully a complete, inviting, and kind of interesting, welcoming experience all around.